Good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, hello. Hello, everyone.
Just
It's
know
like, hello. Right, I'll let you carry on the new Nicky boy till I get sharing.
Well, do you want to say just quickly about how there's a name change involved in the show now, or
Oh, right, sorry. So, guys, as you can see, there's a bit of a name change. So I have got a big announcement. So, hi Jeremy, hi Noreen. So guys, basically what it is we're no longer on the Simple Spooky Network. So I want to first of all say thank you to Viv for having me in 2 years. And basically thank you for everything. So, guys, you will now find us in All the Best as well. That was the other thing I forgot to add, All the Best. So, literally, guys, we have still the same show, but it's under different names. So, on a Thursday night, you'll have why did I have to? You pick a name that I can't say. The mystical Carousel show. That was the Slippy the Old Tum Tum. And on Friday, we'll have Fools and Ghouls. So it will be just the same laugh, everything else, nothing's changed. It's just the name, minus one network, and we're still on other networks, guys. But again, all the best to Simple Spooky. Thank you very much. Oh, it's Wayne. Wayne's here. but but thank you very much for having us. Definitely. But I am going to pass you over to young Nicholas.
yes? And for today, I guess on this episode for Mystic Gold Carousel show, I'm very excited that we got a really great special guest with us. Our first ever guest from Romania, Creola. It's great to have you on. First off, thank you so much for you taking the time and coming on to the show, and welcome. Oh shoot, her sound went off again.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, it seems like her sound's been going in and out. Take your time. Take your time.
It's absolute. While you're sorting your sound, Cruella, I'll go to the comments. Hey Jeremy. Hey Noreen. Hey Huntwise. Hey Direct73. Hey Nicola. Oh, here's that Wayne again. I can't shake him off.
He's a pain,
And
isn't he?
he is, and young Nicholas.
I heard some sound from Krill. I think she's got the sound back.
You hear me?
Yep, now we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. The problem is in my side. Yeah. So, what you want to talk about?
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, for starters? Like, how you got into the paranormal, which I know it's, probably not very spoken a lot in Romania, if I'm correct.
Yeah. I have a lot of spooky events from childhood, and I decided to explore more to prove everything. It's not just my imagination. And later, I don't know, 5 years, 4 years, I started to explore EVPs in simple ways, using my phone or recorder device. And I saw it's working. I have answers, direct answers. I try to make short videos to show on my page, on Facebook page. Oh no. If someone want to hear or to see, or they can find them there.
That's good. That's definitely a good, I've always thought for the longest time, because like when I first got started, it seems like a lot of us have really kind of experimented first with like a lot of the EVPs in a way. So, it's definitely a good start, like when you were first starting on that paranormal journey, if you will.
Yeah, well, when I was little, I grew up in a haunting house. We have a lot of events there, from banging voices, someone walking in the night. But we grew up in the countryside, and I don't know, everyone talk about ghosts. We have a lot of myth stories, so this was so crazy. We already saw many movies about ghosts and everything, but I don't know. I already know it's true. I already, I don't know.
It's all right. Just take your time, honestly.
Yeah, take your time, Creola. There's no rush.
Yeah. You want to ask me something?
No, love.
Have you seen a full-blown apparition?
No, but my mom, yes. So.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. She saw two men in our house. They didn't speak, but she saw them in full apparition.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That's incredible.
Solid body.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They didn't speak. They just enter another room and disappear. They looked at her. She asked them, "Who you are? What you doing here?" They didn't answer. They go in another room and they disappear there.
Now,
wow.
Sorry, did they acknowledge the fact that your mother was there?
Yeah. They look at her.
Yeah, so they looked at her, they didn't converse with her.
When she entered in the house, they already look from the window outside where I was with my father. So they look at us through the window. My mom entered in the home and she saw them. And nature, she asked, "What you doing here? Who are you?" They look at her, didn't speak. They go another room and disappear there.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Your mom.
Sorry.
No, love. It's fine. Your mom must have been like gobsmacked, like when she seen.
Yeah, she was, but didn't speak about. Yeah.
How long had your mother lived in that house before she seen it?
Many years. I left my home after I left for school. So, and after that, I didn't turn back.
Oh wow.
So many years. Many years.
Oh wow. I mean, it's actually quite sad, because back then, and this is what I always say, is back then, not many people talked about this. Like, they didn't talk enough about paranormal, and what you find in different countries is that they have different belief systems for whatever reason, and it's quite good when you get like yourself from a different country, and you
Yeah.
start finding these people dotted across the world. That
It's deep.
actually, it's great to learn about the differences between different soils.
Yeah. It's different to see or happen something paranormal and
Oh.
to have a lot of story or legends or myths or it's different story.
Yeah. Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's great. I'm going to quickly run into the comments, guys. Hi, Lauren. Sorry, says had to pop in and say hello. I'll watch the rest later tonight. Thank you so much. Hey, Tricky Dicky. I'm good. How are you? I call him Tricky Dicky. Aye, that's what I call him. It's funny. That bloody Wayne again. I wish he'd disappear. Lauren says they were probably wondering why your mum was there. Hi Chantel. So yeah, that's
The thing is when we obviously, as we progress through our paranormal journey, we are so used to seeing the experiences from our side and from within our areas, and it's like with Creola that I've got family in Greece. They don't really talk much about ghosts because their traditions and their way of life, they don't talk about these things. It interferes with their traditions, so they don't tend to talk about them. And I think with the influence of cinema and TV, more and more people now are coming through and are now talking freely about their experiences worldwide, not just in certain countries or countries that have a big movie industry, like in America and here in the UK. Is that there's a lot of other countries that don't normally discuss the paranormal. I mean, you look at places like in India and China, even they're influenced by movies where they have demons and mythical animals in their movies and TV shows, but they very rarely discuss ghosts. I think it's brilliant that it's now getting recognised a lot more than it used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well, and you know, I got to throw in too. In your case, Creole, I mean, you know, now that we've actually had quite enough time. I mean, like we've talked for the last couple of weeks. You know, getting to know who you are, and you know, getting to know some of the stuff about, you know, like some of the paranormal in Romania. It's just incredible to learn about, because I always think to myself, like, how come we've never, you know, how come no one really, like, we've never really, I guess, really have focused, I guess, a lot on like what happens in other parts, like whether it's Romania or other parts of Europe, and it's just like, you know, things we never even knew about. So it's just really incredible, and the fact that, you know, you're one of the very few people from Romania that I know of who has, you know, gotten into the paranormal. It definitely is a great start, because, you know, that might mean perhaps more people like may want to, you know, approach the same.
Sure, I'm not the only one, but maybe we don't spoke between us. We don't know each other.
Right.
Maybe are some movies on YouTube. If you search, you'll find them. But sorry.
It's fine.
I have to. One second.
No problem. I'll just go in the comments while Creola is doing things. Hi, Joanne. Hey, Emma. Hello. Hi, Mr. Stevens. Guys, please check out Ghostway Paranormal. Please, they've got a YouTube channel as well. Guys, please go and give them a follow. Joanne says she's locking the door. You're locking the door, Creola.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear me now?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we don't know each other. Sure are many others, but we have a lot of stories, myths. Our history is so rich in legends, stories, places to go to investigate. Sure, if you will find different maybe stories, but sure you'll find something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the history, much like, in your case, Lois, Wayne, Len, where you're, the history of the UK, I mean, much like a lot of parts of Europe, I mean, from what I've heard for some of the history of Romania, I mean, it goes far back. I mean, way farther back than what, the United States has. And it's just like dating back several centuries. You got a long history like that. It really can generate, definitely a lot of numerous ghost stories and legends involved.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes. Yes. We have a lot of places we should investigate. We should be more curious to find what is behind the legends, stories. Sure, we find different things, and I don't know. I don't know why others don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we don't have movies already.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think if there was more an openness, I mean, I suppose, see if they had like more. I know there's no many. This is just an idea that my brain goes 100 miles per hour all the time. And please excuse me, I'm on my second can of Red Bull of the day. But if they had something like a sort of a social media or even a group where you could do like a miniature Paracon but across the world, where you could invite people like yourselves, like for example, people in the States, people in the UK, people from Romania, people from different countries, and almost connect with each other. Like, you never know who you maybe find. You maybe find there's someone, on the same street as yourself, a person that lives in the next town or whatever. It's an amazing, because if you really think about it, not many people can get out to these sort of countries to see the beautiful history and to interconnect. So when you have somebody like Nick who brings all these countries together, and that is an amazing thing. It really, really is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
It really is in a way, because like with what I've done, like when I connected with you on Facebook, Creola, is that as a paranormal investigator myself now for almost 20 years now, I've really decided to delve into like other countries, because for many years it was usually just either the United States or the UK, or on some occasions like Canada, or on some occasions also France. But you never really hear too much from a lot of the other countries. So I decided to kind of really go kind of above and beyond, the normal way of how, paranormal investigators go. And I started connecting, with different countries, connecting with people that you would never think once or twice that you would even if they weren't investigators, just people who have the interest in it. You would never think twice you'd find them there. And the fact, again, like when I got to meet you, I mean, it was awesome, because again, as someone who studied some Romanian history, I thought, okay, this is definitely someone I'd like to chat with, and definitely would want to be part of this worldwide paranormal family we got.
Oh God, aye. What about you guys? Have you got any questions, Joe? And anybody in the chat even? If you've got any questions for Creola, please feel free to ask.
I have one. Obviously, you have Romania and Transylvania, Vlad the Impaler or Dracula. Obviously, popular story. Bram Stoker obviously then created Dracula and everything else. To a lot of people, Dracula is Romania or Transylvania, that area. But for me, I'm more drawn to is it the Hoya Boku forest?
That forest in
Which is supposed to be the most
Hoya
creepiest. Yeah, the creepiest forest in the world.
Yeah.
Has had a plethora of so-called ghost sightings. Witches are supposed to do incantations there, and even as far as UFO sightings have been there. So that to me has more of a draw to me than the Legend of Dracula. Have you ever been to the forest itself?
I didn't was, but I know many was, and many things happened there. Yeah, but it's Romania. It's we have Transylvania with Horabaciu. Sure, everyone know about Horabaciu or Dracula, but we have another places, many other places where you can find magic or paranormal. Lots of stuff.
I just find the forest. I find the forest fascinating because of the clearing, and that clearing, nothing will grow there apart from grass.
Yes, it's true.
And I just find that really amazing because even though the scientists have been there and taken soil samples and looked at the surrounding area, they cannot find a plausible answer as to why nothing will grow in that area.
Yeah, I don't know.
So.
Probably we have to we have to investigate or to change something to find new information. Maybe I don't know.
Well, I know one thing.
I have to believe that human, it's the person investigator. It's more important than devices you use, because I don't know. It's more strong to have a spiritual connection. Sometimes this happens. Help you to find more information, to connect more easily than using specific devices. And maybe many others have to come to investigate, to find more information.
Yeah, I think you've had quite a few different TV investigation teams have been in the forest there and done investigations, including people that have done sleepovers and heard hoof prints, footsteps. And I think by what I can see from my research that I'd done, one guy had decided to extend his stay over, and he walked out of his tent and a bat flew into his face, and that was it. He packed everything up and he left.
That's happened to me, and that is some scary shit. Because I would have
stayed. I would have been in hysterics.
No. I investigated somewhere, and I'm sure Jacqueline Dixon was with me. If not, it was definitely Paranormal Footprints. And we were in this old castle, and we were at like an outside bit. And me being me, can you show me a sign? Spirits, if you're here, can you show me a sign? Oh, they showed me a sign, okay. A bat came flying at me. I screamed. Yes, folks, I did scream. I screamed because this bat just went, whoa. I went, ah! Next thing you know, I was like, no, there's no way. So yeah, I got a sign okay.
You know,
Oh,
I should talk. There was
Talk
time for
about-
like. Oh, go
Sorry,
ahead, Creola. Go ahead.
Right, what I was going to say is you got that clearing in the woods, right? I think it's got something to do with ley lines of power areas, because we've got one where I live, and there's a certain area where, I mean, it's an ancient woodland, but there's this one little area. It's like an ancient meadow, but none of the trees, they should all be growing there. Nothing will grow on that area. But all the investigation that I've done around there, it was where there's a lot of burials there from medieval times, and they're all in the hill and down the bankments. And I think it's got ley lines and a lot of spiritual connections to that area, but that it just leaves that meadow open, and it's just lovely in the middle of the woods, and you've got this, you can go meditate there. It's so peaceful. So I think it's a lot of ley lines that's going through there.
Well, I think I'll be tempted to actually go to this forest, because apparently you can do a nighttime tour of the forest and the clearing with Alex. I think his name's Alex Serdican, and he charges £25 to do the nighttime tour of that clearing in the forest. So I think that would be quite an interesting trip. I wouldn't even worry about any Vlad the Impaler castle or anything like that. I'm easy to please.
Take lots of garlic with you, Wayne.
What were you trying to say, Creola?
I don't know why he charged so much, but maybe it's a business for him.
Yeah.
To be honest, £25 in English money to do that would be quite cheap, really. As far as investigation goes, if we were to arrive there with all our equipment and actually spend the evening or the night in them woods, that actually makes a cheap paranormal investigation on UK terms.
It actually does when you think about it. It definitely does.
I just know for a fact, I mean, because I've heard a lot about it too, is that there's definitely something different about that forest, you know, in the Trans area, definitely.
I mean, it even goes as far as holding what they call them now, the cosplay people. They like to go down there with their swords and pretend to be knights in shining armor, and they do these role plays.
Like reenactors, I think.
Yeah, they reenact these role plays, and then you get the paranormal side of things, and you think, well, to be honest, it's like a leisure centre. You know, there is an attraction there that is attracting all kinds of people from all walks of life.
Yeah.
There is something there that is attracting people there, and like Lynn said, it's got to have something to do with the ley lines there. There's some energy drawing people there.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, it is. I think maybe it's more, maybe it's something linked with to UFO. Maybe it's a portal. I don't know.
I think it could be some kind of, I mean, this is just my personal opinion. I think it's possibly some kind of portal because, you know, with a lot of the things that happen, you know, in this particular forest area, you know, these different, you know, ghost sightings and UFO encounters. And even, I've even heard there people have even disappeared, you know, in this forest. You know, how can we explain a lot of what goes on there? And I just think maybe there's some kind of portal or a gateway of some sort, probably somewhere within that forest.
Well,
I think the same.
Maybe it's like that particular area is just their version of like a Skinwalker Ranch where everything is happening on that property all at once, you know, at various times. You've got, you know, all kinds of things going on there. But I wonder, you know, it leaves me to think about properties like that. if anybody's gone out there, just walked with a compass and see if it's starts to go nuts on some point at the property. Just starts spinning.
I hear it's happened. Yeah, it's happened.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
well.
See, we actually. Oh, go ahead, Creola.
I want to say we here in Romania, we have a lot of stories, myths, legends about Shiny One or a ball of lights or I don't know, many things like this. I think many haven't happened and are I don't know, translated being fairy or ghost story, but in fact to be more than that.
Were you going to say
Sorry,
something?
distract a bit. No, I'm just going to quickly run into the comments now. Hi, Melody. Hey, Siobhan. Welcome to the show for the first time. Lauren says, Cruella, it's nice having you on the live. Welcome to our paranormal family. Oh, that's the sweetest.
Yeah.
That really is the sweetest.
Nice to have you too.
Nori says, I had a bat in my bathroom and I nearly peed on the floor. That's why you've got to put a pad on, Noreen. Especially when there's bats around. Emma, don't you encourage this behaviour? Don't you encourage about my screaming? Nicola says, I'm going to have tonight, everyone. I can't keep my eyes open. Brilliant for a show tonight, everyone. Thank you very much, darling. Thank you so much. Means a lot. Good night, honey.
So here's something. There actually is something I'd like to bring up, and don't know if I told Joe. I think I told you before, but this is something I think you'll find interesting, Creola. Is that all this talk about this forest that you guys have? We actually have kind of a similar area like that. Well, I mean, we got a couple areas like that throughout the U.S. Like where I actually live, I'm in Chicago, Illinois. But in the bottom part of the state, we actually have it. It's a more rural area, which is more forested, kind of in a similar way, like the forest in Transylvania. But that too has been an area where there's been a lot of different ghost sightings and apparitions, and I've been kind of hearing about the one in Romania. This one, I see almost a very similar, almost connection between the two because they both have something in common with a lot reported paranormal activity. As a matter of fact, that part of the state has older history like to where I live, and because over here we had Native Americans that lived in the area, but this was an area where Native Americans and early English settlers avoided because of all the supposed activity, which is still going on to this day. They actually referred to this forest area as the Devil's Kitchen because of all the paranormal and UFO and even cryptid sightings we get down here. So I see something really interesting between this one and the one out in Romania.
I think that's quite an alien thing that you've just said there, Nick, to be honest with you. It's quite alien. Yeah, absolutely. Then you get back into the cryptids then, don't you? Bigfoot, and is it an alien? Yeah. And then the balls, the that come with it.
Don't you bring balls onto my Northern Ireland?
Yeah. What's the woods called? What's that forest called? Sorry, Nick.
What's it called?
What's the name of the forest?
It's the actual forest, like the official name itself is called like Shawnee National Park because again it was Native American land. But it's been nicknamed the Devil's Kitchen because of all the paranormal stuff that goes on in the forest. And like I said, this has been going on for decades, if not centuries. So it's been an area I'd like to try to investigate one of these days, hopefully soon. But it's quite similar to the forest out in Romania when you kind of look at it very carefully.
Yeah.
Oh. Joe, you've been awful quiet.
Can't help it.
Oh, Lord.
Do you have any
Make
questions?
sure you're all right.
No, I've been learning a lot and listening because that forest has intrigued me ever since I saw a few documentaries on it. You know, but
Oh, pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I must admit as well that there's. I've just been looking into something because on a show that I host on a Monday evening, we've discussed about pyramids, and most people automatically, when you talk of pyramids, you automatically think of Cairo and the Valley of the Kings and places in Egypt where there are pyramids. But there are pyramids all over the world. Obviously, the Inca and Aztec pyramid. But also you have, is it Sona? The pyramids of Sona and the legends relating to that, which is very intriguing. And it's quite a nice story regards to giants attacking the town or the city. And these big piles of mud were left 30 meters high in a pyramid formation. And the weird part is that the claim is food doesn't doesn't rot, water stays fresh all the time. And I find that sort of thing is just as interesting as the history and the legends of Transylvania itself. But no one really talks about things like that. And I think really in the paranormal field, people should be discussing things like that as well as.
Yeah, we got some pyramids underwater here.
Yeah.
There's actually a lake not too far from where I live in Wisconsin that there are like pyramids underwater under Rock Lake, I think it is. I have yet to go out there, but I know that's one of the places I want to go. But you got to have a boat because when it's a clear day, you can see them.
Yeah.
They're that big, but they believe that they were built by the Aztecs.
Oh yeah, they had to take a phone call.
That one. But it's been amazing having somebody so different tonight. It is. It really is, and it's been good to definitely get speaking to you, Cruella.
Creola, where's the most interesting place that you've investigated?
I investigated my home, and other few buildings, but I didn't go in forest or places from outside. I should, but maybe I will. I advise will be interested to see Godanu, to go to see Făgăraș. You'll find many interesting things there also. It's not just Hoia Baciu, are many other places. Șinca Veche, Old Șinca, it's also in Făgăraș. You should go there to see what happened. I have to go. I didn't, but maybe I will soon. I don't know.
So I got a question of my own now, because this is something I wanted to ask. I mean, if ever given the chance, because I know there's been investigations. I mean, I know there's been investigations held there before, but if given the chance for you, would you ever want to try to investigate Vlad the Impaler's castle, Dracula's castle?
I don't know if they allow you, but yes.
I know they
will.
did it. Yeah, well, I was going to say they allowed investigations in the past. I'm not sure if they still do, but years ago they did. At least because at least I saw a few documentaries of people who've gone to the castle and investigate. But yeah, that's that would definitely be. I mean, I think that would be a great place.
You know, that
from-
would take. I would think that would take a lot of. You'd have to protect yourself.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
you really have to prepare for going into a place that evil.
yeah.
I mean, that guy was pure evil. You know, and that much evil concentrated in one location. I'd be scared to go there without something protecting me.
That's on my bucket list.
Well,
In fact,
I definitely want to go there.
it's not on my bucket list because I'll never cross the ocean. Not in this lifetime.
oh. Do you know, funny enough, you should have been on last week's show, Cruella, because funny enough, on Friday, we had Neil Story and Jenny Sullivan in, and Neil and Jenny have a love
They're
for
from-
Bram
which, if
Stoker.
you don't know Creola, Jenny, she's actually from Ireland.
Yeah, and they've got a love for Bram Stoker, the Dracula.
Yeah.
Really interesting people, definitely. Hey Jacqueline, hey Julianne, hope you're all well. But yeah, it's pretty an interesting night. I've really enjoyed myself tonight. I really have. And I must say, I do love your wallpaper, Cruella. I've been looking at it and I've been like, I really actually. Lauren is
it
amazing.
wall-
Bye,
is it
Lauren.
wallpaper or is that a curtain? It's a bit.
I bet you that.
I thought
Wait
it
a
was,
minute.
Is that a curtain behind you, Cruella, with the green
yeah.
pat?
Yes.
I-
Yes.
Oh,
so I was right.
It's a pretty
leave
cool pattern.
me alone because I have no spectacles on. I can't see.
That's because they're on the top of your head.
Hey,
Because you've got to put them up there, don't you look better with the, you know?
It's
I've got to look better with them.
It's okay. We'll let you off.
Leave me alone. I've been up since 3 o'clock this morning and I've not got back to sleep, so I'm kind of like, everything just looks like wallpaper.
So, well, you got up at 3 o'clock and I went to bed at 4 and then got up again at 7. So that's pretty good. We're doing all right.
Oh, we're sailing this one tonight.
You know, another thing I got to bring up, this once again goes, this was actually in response to when you messaged me earlier, Creola, is ironically enough, is that all this talk in this case, like with Vlad the Impaler, she sent me a documentary earlier for me to check out. I have not watched it yet, but probably sometime either later tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to look into it and definitely would like to get back to you on it. Cause I think, cause I've studied that kind of stuff too for years, but it's definitely very dark and horrific, but at the same time though, I mean, no doubt the least bit, Vlad the Impaler certainly played, a huge, in those times in Romania, or what was known as Wallachia at that time.
Yeah. I don't know if many know about Vlad being very cruel, but he in fact was a great ruler. He didn't have a choice. He was extreme to he didn't have the choice to protect
Right.
his country and his people.
That's what I've actually heard recently. We actually have he's been at times a show host himself on this network. This guy by the name of Tim Kohler. I mean, if you talk to anybody, especially when it comes to Vlad the Impaler, he really knows, you know, his history. He'll like tell from start to finish, and it definitely, what you said is definitely been sounding accurate. Because I mean, the truth of the matter is, as horrific and evil as Vlad the Impaler was, at the same time, from what I've heard, also not just now from Tim, but now hearing from you, that he was also doing whatever he could to protect his country, you know, with the Turk invasion that was going on. So it was also kind of an act of survival that he was trying to, you know, live by, I guess, and try to continue ruling over Wallachia at that time.
Yes, it's true, but his actions don't mean energetic. You can feel the changes on that place.
Imagine.
Who knows if you go to investigate what you'll find, because many people dies, not just there, everywhere, because history it's rich in many events, war, and you'll find many things, good, bad,
I believe
magic
it.
or devilish things. Sure, you'll find. They are.
I think as well with some of it is the story. It morphs over the years. It changes. Things get added. Things get taken away, and the image of that person can deteriorate so much that a person who was looking after the best interests of his country at the time has then become a satanic figure as such. You know, to say that he impaled the people on spikes and left them outside the city walls to scare people off. In them days, that would have been the sort of thing that would have been done. It was a scare tactic to ward people away. You don't come here or this will happen.
It worked.
Well, and the other thing too is, and this is what I find interesting, and Creole, I'm sure you'll agree with this, is that, you know, like when it comes to Vlad the Impaler, like everybody always thinks, like, you know, in other parts of the world, or even over here, people always would imagine, again, he was this, again, evil figure who, you know, impaled thousands of innocent people and stuff like that. And that's, if we had this guy Tim on, we could really have a really even better conversation, because he really has done his studies. But even with those terror tactics that he had, it's almost like he's kind of been viewed as kind of like an anti-hero figure, because, like, yeah, what he did was terrible, but at the same time, you know, he was trying to protect his country and his people. In fact, from what I've heard, is that Vlad Dracula was the one who fought and tried to stop the spread of Islam into his own area. And he was even supported by the Pope. You know, the young Orthodox signed, you know, with the Christian church. It didn't mean anything to the Pope or anything else. Who cared? Vlad, he was fighting Turks at that time.
Yeah, well, I think part of that whole thing that makes him so evil and kind of a sick way is the stories of, you know, of course they were his enemies. You know, they you know, look how some of those fights were fought out. It was a lot of hand-to-hand combat. Okay, back then. All right. You take, so all these people that were impaled were basically his enemies, right? But the sick part of that whole thing is he'd sit there and he'd eat lunch among the impaled.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
he wouldn't have been the only
part of the story's been going. That part of the story's been in almost every documentary I've ever watched on, you know.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have been the only person that would have done that. If you look in various places throughout history, people have, you know, the governing power has done things very similar to that. Because of the way history evolved and created him, you know, because they used him to create Dracula. Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, think about it. How many of those vampire stories and movies have spawned since then?
There's been like probably about
Yeah.
over 200 movies, that has some involvement
Right,
of Dracula in it.
But you're talking books too.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
books too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes back. So he's the most talked about figure because of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But we also have to remember that over a course of history, that tales of such individuals are exaggerated over time.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
most of them are.
So
Because we want to make a good story, we want to sell the book, we want to make good,
Yep.
we want good ratings, we want to sell the movies,
Would you guys excuse me just for a second? I'll be right back.
You've been cooking again, Nicky boy. What
No,
are you cooking tonight?
No, I have my niece upstairs. I'll be back in just a minute.
Oh, give a huge cuddle for me.
But yeah,
Oh, I
it's
just love her. Really adorable.
Vladimir the Impaler. When you connect it with vampires, right? It's the amount of blood, because it was exaggerated about the amount of blood. It was just blood. So that goes into like people could connect that with a vampire, couldn't they? They love the blood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They love the blood. And then there's this blood thing. I think it's a bloodlust thing. It takes it to what it's the fountain of youth and all that's going round at the moment, isn't it?
But again, it's the age-old exaggeration of a tale. Chinese whispers.
Yeah.
A story over a course of 400 or 500 years can be changed so much that it's nowhere near the original story.
Right. I mean, like when he was sitting there they said he was drinking blood out of a wine glass. How do we know it wasn't really wine that he was drinking?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the story gets changed to create another story to sell the books or to sell papers or, sell something. It's always to make money.
I couldn't agree more.
And they make it more interesting when they exaggerate it.
And then when it gets to books or movies, it sells more.
Sorry.
But
it's the same as like
myths to those stories.
It's the same as myths and legends. It's like every little town, it doesn't matter what country you're in, whether you're UK, whatever, every little place has their myths and legends. And it will start off again like wee mini Chinese. It will start with wee kids telling stories, and as they get older and go through age by age, then the story always changes.
Yeah.
And you'll even find it, right? And if you have maybe somebody who likes to keep themselves to themselves, and they'll say, see that old Mr. Smith, he don't go near his house, he's children. Before you know it, he's murdered somebody and the body's in the back garden.
Yeah.
It just shows you how a story can start and then it just de-escalates.
And I will openly admit that I'm guilty of changing a story.
Well,
I've taken the tooth fairy. When a child loses their teeth, they put the tooth under the pillow, and when they wake up in the morning, there's a coin instead. The tooth fairy has come along and replaced the tooth with 50p, £1 or £2 coin. I now scare the living daylights out of my kids by reminding them not to put their head under the pillow because the tooth fairy will take all of their teeth. My children don't sleep under their pillow anymore because they're scared the tooth fairy will remove every single one of their teeth.
You're bad.
That's how legends are born.
I just seen Joe with the teeth there. I was like, oh my God. Creola, so what famous...
Lying down. She's lying down on the side.
It's gone wonky.
No, it's her camera. That's why.
Aye. Creola, what's your favourite myth and legend?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Wait, hang on.
Uh-oh.
No
Creole,
sound.
hold on 1 second.
No sound.
Yeah, her sound went out again.
Hey, Sarah Louise. Hey, Shane. Bye, Lauren. You lucky double gear a cuddle for me.
But you know, just like those stories, you know how they get exaggerated throughout time. That's how
Yep.
rumors start too. You know, it's like I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it
Yep.
from
Yep.
another friend, and the stories get taller on down the line.
Yeah, they do.
You know, to use a thing from a song, you know, that's from a song, by the way. But you know, it's how rumors get started. You know, the same way. You
Joe,
know, and the rumor ones are the more damaging.
Yeah, it's true.
Joe,
that.
before you can say, I think she's frozen now.
Yep.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Oh, poor Creola. God love her. We'll need to get her back on because she's not had a really good
Right,
night.
it's refreshing.
Brian,
All right, there we go. Now I can see it. There we go.
Yay!
Wait, let's see if her sound's working.
No,
Creola.
Yep, there we go. Now I can hear you.
no, it's no sound.
Oh, I thought that was her. Oh, that was
That was Lynn.
Yeah.
Correct, Creola.
Take your time.
Chinese Whispers. I couldn't agree more, Sarah Louise. The good old. Wait, can you remember when we were kids and we used to play Chinese Whispers?
Yep.
It's-
But that's the thing, and this game of Chinese Whispers has been going on for thousands of years.
Yeah.
You know, it starts off as one thing, and then within a generation, it's altered into something else. And then the next generation comes along, it changes again, and it's constant. And over courses of hundreds and thousands of years, the story gets morphed into something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
well,
And it may
Arthur's
have
another good
nothing to do with the original story whatsoever. And you see it on a lot of these comedy shows where they play these games where someone's got earphones on and they can't hear what the line is said to the first person. That person takes the earphones off and the first person has to tell the other person and then pass it on. And of course, by the time it gets down to the end of the line, it sounds like something completely different. But then it sticks.
Okay. Cruella, can you hear us, love?
Yeah, it
No.
looks like she can, but unfortunately, yeah, her sound, we can see you, but we still can't hear you though.
You know, King Arthur's another good one.
Yes.
His story has gotten, you know, it's so far
Not yet.
from what history, you know, who knows which story is really true because they go so far back in history and then they can't, there's no documentation or no written,
Yeah.
you know, so they can't prove anything one way or the other, but there's so many different stories, and then the sword and the stone and all of this, you know, it fascinates me. I love the story of Excalibur. I even have a replica of Excalibur.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah, I mean, with King Arthur, I mean, I'll go back about 20 years ago. A rumor was started that the round table was actually the bandstand in Colchester Castle's grounds.
wow.
That the actual
Okay.
round table was underneath the bandstand and no one can get underneath there to actually check it because it's all been concreted over.
2 minutes, guys. Cruella, is your mic
No,
Yeah.
working at all? Nothing.
Let me try something. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just going to try to mute the mic just for a second. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll try it anyway. Just mute it for a sec. All right.
But
I-
I can't, you know, that's one hell of a sword to be wielding.
Oh.
You know.
Oh, wow.
It might. I'm not sure if it's the headphones that she has or.
Love it. I love it. Go on, take it out.
Oh, I think it might be, Nick. I think maybe they've broke or they've thing meets because they sound like know how it goes when headphones are ready to break and the sound goes the sort of thing. Oh, poor Creola. I feel so bad for her.
Yeah, we're gonna.
That's beautiful, Joe.
Strong
Creola,
viewers discretion advised, just in case MD takes offence to be
But
shown.
it's very heavy
wait,
sword.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
can imagine what the real one was like, considering how they made them back then.
Yeah.
God.
Creola, what
So
I'm
he
gonna
had to
do,
be a hell of a man to wield such a sword.
Yeah.
Creola, what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna try this out to see if we can get your sound back. I'm just gonna take you off the stream for just a second, then bring you right back in to see if that might make some improvement with the sound. So give me just 1 second here.
Okay. Oh, we really need to get her back on.
Let's see.
I think it's Creola's connection. I think.
I don't know if it's the connection. It might be the headphones.
That's what, yeah, I think it will be. I think it is to do with the
Yeah,
headphones.
I think it might be the headphones, Creola.
See,
Evening, Tom.
her mic's in that white piece that she was
Yeah, it
holding in
is.
her hand, and it's all wired, and those things get shorts in them real quick and real easy. So the way her mic was acting made me think that it was a
Yeah.
short.
Hey,
Is there any-
Pickle Tom!
Is there any other ideas that you guys have? Any other ideas that we could help her out with?
All I maybe can think about is maybe unplugging the headphones and
Yeah.
maybe
If
I
there's
don't
a
know
short,
what
there's nothing she can do except get a new one.
No,
Well, I'll just ask anyway. Creola, is there a way that is there a way that? Oh wait, no, that's still nothing.
no.
Is there a way, Creole, that maybe you could try to unplug the headphones, maybe? Because I know sometimes if you unplug them,
Nothing. Oh, God love her.
still nothing. Damn. Oh boy.
If push comes to shove, what we will do, guys, is we will reschedule to have Creola back on without a shadow of a doubt, because it's not been a really good night for her, God love her, because of her speaker. But we
Just give her-
definitely will.
Well, let's just give her at least try to give her a few minutes, so hopefully she can get the sound back.
I don't even know what is she using to stream through. Is it a tablet or
she's using a phone, which again I think the
a
headphones
phone?
might be causing problems.
Yeah, I would say it was the headphones that are the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I feel really bad for her.
I feel really bad for her too.
Yeah. She's trying it, look.
Yeah, she's trying. She's trying.
Nothing.
Yeah, there's got to be a loose. I think there's a loose connection in the cables there somewhere.
It's possible, yeah. Here, I think she's trying something else. Yeah, nothing yet.
No, she's going no.
Oh, God love you, Creola. I want to come and give you a big, huge hug.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God, she's trying everything. God love her.
Yeah, I
Nothing.
think Creole, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do is after this is over, I'll call you through the phone, so that way if that makes it easier for you, so we can discuss when we could try. That way you can have a better chance of speaking with us. When you don't have the technical issue. Does that sound okay with you? I wish I knew. Okay, yeah, she nodded. Okay. All right, yeah, we'll
Thank you.
We'll definitely get you back on. We'll definitely will.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, my darling, for tonight, and we will get you back on, sweetheart. Thank you. Much love to you. Much respect to you.
I'll call you.
Bye.
I'll call her as soon as she gets off.
All right. So, I don't know about you guys. Are you still willing to do a wee bit, or do you want to round it up off?
Well, I'm gonna call her right now, so that way shouldn't be an issue with the phone.
Well, in fact, we could still go because if you call her by the phone, then we could still talk.
Yeah.
I just realized I had my earbud in, so let me turn that off first.
We're all talking and she still can't hear us.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay, let's try that again.
Right, let's try this again. Well, there's a will, there's a way. Everyone, let's not give up in the situation.
anything's possible.
Yeah.
You're damn right it is.
I've been saying that for, I don't know, how long's my show been going? Huh. I say that at the end of every Friday nights on the insane asylum. Every Friday night at the end of that. Anything's possible.
Definitely when you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
Well, I believe it. I mean, you know, the shit we've seen, and we can't explain.
Definitely. Tom says we'd say anything's possible quite a lot last night. I take it you were playing golf.
Yeah, without Nick.
Yeah, I had a family night last night.
And we played a Rick and Morty map.
Oh, jeez.
Ah.
It was a quiz.
A quiz?
A Rick and Morty quiz. We failed miserably.
I really want, as my message tone, birdie.
Hey, we had a lot of those last night too.
Ah,
Oh, yeah,
Tom-
we played another Minecraft map as well.
they played Minecraft too. If you haven't already checked it out, guys, please check out golfing with these guys. It is some a laugh.
We had,
You said
Oh,
you
yeah.
said a naughty word, Joe. You said Minecraft. You just
Uh-oh.
reminded me that I've got a world that I started creating and I haven't
Well,
finished.
we don't-
So
I don't play Minecraft with them. We had a Golf It map, a
Yeah, it was a
second
golf
one
Yeah.
map. That was mine.
that was Minecraft theme.
yeah, it was just that it reminded me I'd got a world on the actual game itself.
They
that I'd
played it on
created.
Sundays.
Uh,
They
Oh,
See,
played it
Lindsay,
on
welcome to the madhouse. Welcome to the house of fun.
I think I will have problem. Yeah, well, she just got back. She doesn't think she'll be able to even talk on the phone either. She says she has a problem with the mic. It's that so.
Oh, God love her.
Even just calling her
That-
won't really work out.
Well, that's the thing about those. All right, that's the thing about those earbuds. Okay, I call them earbuds because you got the mics for the phones. You got those earbuds with the mic attached to them, so you got the mic and the earbuds all in one. And it starts shorting out because they've got very thin wires in them. You know,
Yeah.
right now I use the webcam mic because there's not a lot of room for the mixer boards and everything else right now.
I mean, earlier on in the show, we had noticed that her sound connection was getting very glitchy.
It was
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
it was
I reckon a cable
There's
has
a
come
short
undone.
and there's a short in the cable somewhere in the
Yeah.
in the mic itself. And see, I got one of those, but it's got a little bit thicker of a cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stand those things over my ears.
Aye. I'm the same. I hate the big
But I
things.
do
and-
have the, when I get my real studio set up, I'll have things on a mixer board and stuff, and I'll have the actual mic sitting in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've got some very expensive mics I'd like to use, but my mixer board's like this huge,
Oh,
and it weighs
God.
probably about 50 pounds.
Oh, I can imagine. Guys, do you know what? Regardless, I've had a ball tonight. It's
Yeah.
been a great night.
Creola. Oh my God, I mean,
Um,
she's incredible. I mean, she really is.
Very
Yes.
I
She's
I was
amazing.
really, like I said, I was really excited, and even though this was all of our first time, I mean, isn't she incredible or what?
She is. And I do apologise for saying her wallpaper's nice when it was her curtains, dumbass. That's what happens when the spectacles are on.
You had them on top of your head.
That's it. They're what confirm me. But no, guys, it's been amazing.
Oh shit! Wow, everybody's one big blur now. Wow.
Listen, my face is better like that.
These are
but
old man reading glasses.
Jesus
I
Christ!
can't even wear them anymore because I had surgery on my eye.
Creola just
Sorry, Nick.
She just messaged me back. Like I said, since I can't talk to her on the phone, I can at least talk to her through messaging. She just said to me, I will give you a few ideas where you should be in my country for later. So she's going to throw out some other ideas. And once again, these are probably places that none of us have probably even heard about, that are probably haunted. So, I definitely would love to see what these other, there it is. Send me the link. I mean, it's in Romanian, but I'm sure, because I know you could do English translation on Google, so I could probably get it translated so I could read it. But, I actually decided to say this because, again, she's just been incredible. So, she just sent me another link. Wait, what? I was gonna say, I decided to say this because due to the fact that since we've all gotten to meet her face to face for the first time, I said your family does now, so we'll get you rescheduled. And she really, definitely.
As I said, guys, on you go, my lovey.
Yeah, she really appreciates this. So even though her sound went off, I think she had a fantastic time. I really do.
Yep. I'm glad, and do you know what, guys? We've got bigger things coming to the show. As I said, I'm thinking new ideas. I'm thinking bigger things. So I've had a great night. It has been a great night. And again, as I said, it's great to have people from different countries.
That's why I'm trying to reach out to other investigators from other countries, because I'd like to see more of that.
Well, funny enough, actually, that was one of my ideas in my head. Don't you be stealing my ideas, Nicky boy? I mean, you've got to put it.
Well, at the end of August, you can have an investigator from Greece come on the show.
Greece.
Oh. Yes.
Well, that's where I'll be, so I can come on the show.
Oh, it's that bloody Wayne Stephen.
Well,
you were getting me excited. I thought, is Wayne found somebody for Greece, and it turns out it's bloody you.
Well, I actually will say one other. Well, I've told you guys about this before. You remember that investigator I was telling you about? That he only goes by the name of PAD, which is short for Paranormal Activity. From Italy. Jenny actually gave me because I spoke to her about him, and I just spoke with PAD earlier today. He's still interested in wanting to come on, in this case, Kate's show, although it may have to wait a little bit because, unfortunately, I found out that he had an arm injury and that he's still kind of recovering from it. But he's getting better. But I said before that I think the perfect show for him would be like on Kate's show, Got Story to Tell, because like I said, PAD only really speaks Italian, as you could very well imagine, from living in Italy, and that Kate knows Italian herself. But Jenny gave me a really cool idea and told me that there might still be a way to have PAD on as a future guest on our show, even if he doesn't speak English. What would be really cool is also have Kate on and act as PAD's translator, so we could ask.
Listen. You've just taught me is, Lois, you need to get your thumb out your arse and start learning new languages if you want to have people on your show. Is that what you're telling me?
It's either that or I invent Star Trek.
Wasn't my idea. That was Jenny. You go after her.
Aye, I'll be kicking the Irish demon's arse.
When we finish here, I'll get onto the drawing board and I'll invent the Star Trek Universal Translator.
Please do. Please do. Listen, sometimes I can't pronounce English words. How the hell are you going to get me to pronounce different language words? I can't. Do you know Creola's name has gave me the fear all day because I've been terrified that I'll slaughter it.
Half of English people can't pronounce English words. What are you on about?
Yeah.
Talk about yourself. You talk about yourself there, don't you talk about me?
No, I had this conversation with my oldest daughter earlier on. She was coming out with words and Ellen was looking at the modern translation of that word. And she's like, no, you're not saying that word again. That's really bad. And I turned around and said, hang on a minute. When I was Chloe's age, when I was 12 years old, Skibbly Bob didn't mean anything. It was just a word in a song. You know, it was Scatman John would say something like that, but now it means something rude.
Yeah, I know where your daughter likes that song because I like that song. It's a Turkish song, and I like the wee tune that goes with it because I like the guy for TikTok that does the belly dancing. Usually I'll go to laugh, but I get quite memorised by this guy doing a belly dance, right? Now I can see why men get memorised by women that belly dance, right? So I watched this guy in TikTok and I'm like, oh, so I'm watching him jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And I quite like the song. So when I went to research the song and I researched it, my God, Lord, what it translated into and why I didn't click with the actions that were getting done, I do not know. Right, so maybe I'm just too memorised by this guy shaking his booty.
So what was the translation?
Listen, I can't say it, Lynn, because you'll get me finished. I'll get banned.
Wow.
I'm
gonna go. I gotta get
all right, Joe. Thank you.
And if we're gonna go anywhere, my wife's leaving because she's gonna go get the part for the truck came in.
That's good. That's good, Joe. But thank you very much, love.
We had a headlight out, and we had a special order the headlight because it's LED and they're illegal.
Yeah.
And auto don't sell them. But because my truck is an old police interceptor. You know, so it cost us like over $200 for the assembly for it.
No, that's not so good, honey. But thank you very much for everything that you do, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Thanks, love. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, Joe.
Real quick, so I opened one of the links that Creola had sent, and holy cow, you guys got to check this. I'll have to send this in the chat so you can see it. There are
what.
It's one of the places. It's one of the websites she sent me of like haunted location, mysterious places in Romania. And I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to read the introduction of it. Again, originally this is all in Romanian, but I was able to get it translated into English. Unjustly forgotten, silenced by the disinterest of most researchers on the territory of Romania, there are countless areas where reality is defeated by the paranormal, and where the realms merge in whispers of legends, mysteries, and incredible stories. Some of them are mentioned below. The order in which they are presented is absolutely random. We did not try to make a top. After all, there is no term of comparison between the mysterious places with which the Romanian land has been blessed or cursed. So it's not even like a top 10 or anything like that. It's just a collection of locations.
I thought you were actually going to send me there a belly dancer. I was going to say, Wally. I was going to say, I'm on the ball tonight, folks. I'm getting treated. So, folks, obviously, this is the first show since the name change. So tomorrow night, now let me get this right out my mouth. It'll take me a bit of time, so if I slip up a few times, guys, I do apologise. Fools and ghouls. Yes. Yes. I said it without thinking. I've got to slow myself down. So Fools and Ghouls, tomorrow night, we are going to be joined by Rigger. I am looking forward to having this, man. It's been ages since we've had a good catch-up.
Yes,
so we'll get to hear all about his shenaniganeries and what he's been up to. So you need to tune in for that one, guys, definitely. Next week, guys, we are having a long break. We are having a week's break. Well, you can be here by yourself. I'll take time off. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll just make a link for us just to sit. Don't even do a show. Just sit for 2 hours and speak shit.
Blank, just like with a blank stare.
We're doing a stare show.
It'll be like a stare-off competition.
It's the mystical carousel show. We just sit there and go.
By the way, guys.
That would be the
by the way, guys. Just in case, where you think why would you call the show the Mystical Carousel Show? Somebody had a bright idea because they thought of my carousel.
Don't know who.
Aye. I wished I hadn't told that goddamn story. That's not bloody hear about it's that bloody carousel. No, it's more famous than me. I'm having a second already about it. But no, guys, but we need a break. We need to regroup and think subjects. So if there's any subjects, guys, that you want to see, please again reach out to us all. If there's if you want to be a guest, again, reach out to us. Not a problem. Everyone is welcome. I better not say everybody's welcome. They'll get a list. Can I come on, Liz? Can I come on? I'll be like, if you want. We Joe blogs down the street will be messaging me. Can I come on? This is why you never have one of the open invitations. It's just like,
my head's just gone kaboom.
Listen, Lynn. Hiya, Kelly. Hey, Kelly. Listen, Lynn. When you wanted to join this show, this is what you have to put up with.
It's normal. It's normal.
Guilty party.
It's like you want to join the show. This is what you have to put up with.
Lois is totally unaware.
We'll get one of the police stations coming on. Have you seen this?
I know it's going to be one of those ones. You never leave your fridge open because everybody wants to come in.
Speaking of fridges open, Lois, you might want to keep your eyes open and look in the chat.
Yeah.
I bet you that Nick is sent me some. Oh, I right, you pretty funny bastard. That's not the belly dancer I'm talking about. Oh my lord! Kelly, you've missed a lot. The dungeon. Oh, don't get me started in that dungeon. I have to rebuild it. Everybody wants to stay in the dungeon.
Yeah.
But
And
guys,
green.
yeah, aye, I know. I have to make bloody rooms. I'll have more rooms in the Winchester Mansion. Oh, no wonder I do these podcasts. Oh, Wally. Oh, Wally. But guys, it's been an amazing. So that's tomorrow night. Monday night,
Aliens.
maybe.
Should be.
Should be. Aliens then. Aliens on Monday. I saw you there. Oh, you wonder why I'm having a nervous breakdown with electricity payments.
Yeah.
Monday's Aliens. Lynn, in fact, I've went a day. Reverse. Sunday, Lynn.
Sunday.
Have you put Lynn in at something she knows nothing about?
No, Sunday is
Right.
in Shadows and... Do you want me to put a sign up that says Shadows and Light?
Yeah, we're supposed to be doing one on Sunday. So I was reading that, then I didn't. I was reading up. Yeah, it went bang. Yeah. We're supposed to be doing one Sunday night. I don't know what it's about, but we're going to do something. Me and
Awesome.
we're going out on Saturday night. We're going to do a ghost hunt at Beaumaris Jail in Anglesey.
Oh, get use.
Yeah, so we're travelling over. It's only an hour 20 minutes from here. So, and then we'll be back, and then she'll be back home Sunday morning. We're supposed to be doing. So I'll let you know what that's about.
Awesome.
I go with the flow.
Don't you two get locked in? Get locked in the jail?
I've had quite a few experiences that way, yeah.
I can't wait to hear all about it. Nikki Canoe, apart from belly dancers, what are you doing for your week?
I'm not sure entirely yet, because I might need another week or so before I said before I was going to try to bring back Nick Files in 3 weeks, but unfortunately I just haven't been able to. So I'm going to try. I'm not sure about next week either. So Nick Files is still kind of on hiatus. I just haven't had time to really work on any slideshows just yet, but I'm going to try to work on them, real soon, at least hopefully by this weekend or so. If not, sometime next week.
Kelly says, I'm an alien, don't fit in. Oh, love. Come and join the dungeon.
Yeah, join the club.
I'm in advanced 500. Oh, and bills, Jesus Christ. What I do is pay $5 a week, all in my bills, and eventually you'll be in credit. It's a good idea, okay. Well, if it works for you, love, that's how it works. Noreen's mum was born in Anglesey. I don't even know if I said that right.
Anglesey.
I knew that. I was just testing your knowledge. Kelly goes, how's your diet going, Nick? I don't even know Nick was on a diet.
Well, I'm actually still trying to work on a diet, but I have been working out though, and I actually did look on this morning, and looks like I already lost 3-4 pounds already, so I'm already off to a good start.
Well done.
Yeah. One of the things that I'm trying to do, I mean, we're still trying to figure out what would be a good diet for me, but one thing that it's been a struggle, but I'm still working on is like, as far as like, let's say lunch or dinner is concerned, I'm going to try to have that, like be done eating by 6 o'clock my time. So that way, that way I don't eat late. I mean, yes, there are going to be nights that I won't be able to do that because, if I'm out somewhere or something like that. But if I'm at home or something like that, I'm going to try to keep it to just by 6 o'clock and then be done with it. So that's also another way to try to lose weight. But I have been working out, and now and even better, I can actually work out even more now because I've talked to you guys about this for the last few weeks. We've had we've also had all these cicadas and stuff. Well, now a lot of these cicadas are dying down. So now I can finally go out and walk again, go out places. So that definitely make it better for me to work out outside.
Do you know, I'm trying not to laugh, and it's not the fact that you're telling me the story about losing weight or anything that's making me laugh. I just have visions. I have visions of you being on a bike with the headphones on, trying to do the shows while trying to do everything else. All I can see right now when you're talking is that film Are We Done Yet? Where it's the guy that plays.
I mean, the closest I've ever done to something like that was I was on a 4-wheeler a couple of years ago and put it on Facebook Live so you guys could see me driving for the first time.
But see, this is why sometimes it's not good to drink Red Bull before bed.
Yeah.
Kelly says you said you were trying to get fit, and just thinking of belly dancing. Should have main meal at lunch. Do you think they will eat you?
Oh, the
thing
cicadas?
is, the thing is, though,
it's just that. No, it's just that they're everywhere, and you'd be hitting them as you're running. But also on a more serious note too, it's also not a good time to really be walking or jogging because the ground is littered with all these dead and crushed ones. And what happens is
Jesus.
Well, it's not just gross or anything. It's just due to the fact that when you have all these crushed up bodies of these cicadas, it makes the sidewalk slick and slippery. It can make it very dangerous if you're trying to run or jog on the sidewalk. So I'm just kind of waiting until that's all cleaned up.
You could try ice skating instead on the cicadas. use the cicada slide ice.
What is a cicada?
They're it's a type of bug. It's those ones that make the really loud music. I mean, it actually is called music, but it makes that really loud noise in the background. You hear them during the summer. You guys don't have.
I'm going to actually make it a Chinese whisper right here, but they're man-eating mosquitoes
with bright red eyes.
Yeah, they don't actually.
No, that is true. One of the varieties of cicada have got bright red eyes.
Yeah, that's the one
they
we got.
look really evil.
With teeth this size.
That's what we've gotten. That's what we got here.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we have two different types of periodical cicadas. They're called periodical cicadas. There's some in which they come out every 13 years. Other times they come out. The ones we got come out every 17 years. The last time we had them was back in 2007. And but this is the first time, however, in which both broods are coming out together, both the 13 and 17 ones. And it's actually a historic event because it's the first time in 223 years that that both of them have came out together. The last time this occurred was back in 1803, which was the year when Thomas Jefferson was president. There was the Louisiana Purchase. Ohio had become the next state to be added to the Union. Oh, yeah. I was going to say lost Wayne. Even then, Illinois didn't even exist yet, or even Chicago didn't exist yet. And also, that was also during one of the Lewis and Clark expeditions. So that was the last time both brewed. And they already have said when the next time this is going to happen, it will be another 220 years. And they've calculated that will be in 2245.
Do you know something? I'm sitting here, Nick, you're throwing me all scenarios here that I'm getting flashes of things, right? So I'm sitting here thinking about Jeepers Creepers, every 23 years.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah, just like the
what
yeah,
I
every
forgot
years.
to add as well, guys, is I don't know why Jeepers Creepers would remind me of this, but never mind. You know how my brain works by now. So tomorrow night, I am going to be on a podcast tomorrow night. After Fools and Ghouls. I nearly said the wrong title there. Do apologise. I am going to be doing a podcast with Chris. I'm going on. Yep. He's asked me on, and I said yeah. So you'll find me there as well. So it will be good as well. And he sounds so like Rigger. See, when you hear Rigger and Chris together, I would love to have they two on, because it's like listen to mirror, two mirrors. The two of them have got the exact same. See the way they speak, their voice. I had to actually think to myself, is that Rigger? Because he just sounds so. They sound so alike. It's unbelievable. So he's asked me on, so it'll be a good one. It will be a good one. Kelly's laughing. You can eat them.
Yeah.
They're trying to eat us.
You see, now that would be good for Nick's diet because it's high in protein.
God, no, you would not.
You would not protein. Nick would be able to make a wonderful cicada stir fry.
Oh, you would not pay me to eat cicadas. No way. I'm good.
Don't wait, because you gave me the book last time when we were talking about shrimp. Stop it.
As a qualified chef, I can guarantee that would work.
I don't need cicadas. I'm good. But it is true though. They're also considered a delicacy for some areas.
Yeah.
Nobody's asking, are they like crickets?
Not really. I mean, the one thing that they do have in common though is that they make a lot of they make noise like crickets do, but they are extremely loud. I mean, the songs they make are deafening. But interestingly enough, when the cicadas make their noises, it's actually only the males that are making that music, because it's attracted. Yeah, the songs are attracted to females, which the females on the other end, they make a sound too, but it's more of like kind of like a clicking kind of sound they make. And also the difference too is that apparently the females are a little bit larger than the males are.
Are they the ones? What they called? They've got the lights. What they call those little?
Fireflies.
Fireflies.
Not necessarily. They're just basically a different type of insect. And the other thing too is that although they come out with the purpose of mating, I mean, that's their goal. However, with these cicadas, though, it actually comes with that's what we had. And
but do you know something? I feel like we're all turning into David Attenborough.
Yeah, it's a bit like a cricket, like a larger cricket.
In a way it is.
Yeah.
When they although their purpose is to mate with one another, it actually comes with a sacrifice, because shortly after the male mates with the dies, and then right after the female goes and lays her eggs, she dies right afterwards too.
I know how it feels.
Kelly says, see bugs eating coming our way. Yeah, true bloody man, so loud. And Kelly says, we have fireflies, beautiful. Since we're going to, we might as well go for another 5-10 minutes. Might as well. We're on the ball tonight. So I'm going. Why don't we go down that David Attenborough route, right? But what bugs is it? It's the Kelly's like, yes, I aim to please. What bug is it that when they're mating? Oh my God, what a show! What a show this will be talked about. We're talking about bugs. So if you're queasy or you get dead itchy, I do apologise. What bug is it that when they mate, basically, the female kills the male, eats the male?
Spiders. And what it is, the males have like, they're called pedipalps. So where the front legs are, they've got these pedipalps on the males. That's how you tell the difference. So when they breed with the females, they're holding her up. That right?
Yep.
To get her away. So he tries to do one as quick as he can, right? So he inseminates her while he's got her up there with these little things. He inseminates her, drops her, and does one as quick as he can. Right?
Wow.
Do you know that, guys? Who never said that we couldn't be wee mini David Attenboroughs? Kelly says yes. He's amazing. Spiders. Tim says, hiya Tim, how you doing? They taste like a prawn.
Ah.
Tim, I'm not going to even ask how you know that information. Oh.
I'm just going to say one more thing about the cicadas that we've had here. I mean, when they came out of the ground, I mean, they told us that these cicadas are going to last for about a good 6 weeks. This would have been the 5th week for them, but seems like for the most part, a lot of them are already dead, because I think they've accomplished their mission, or they may have been killed, like being crushed or whatever, because there were so many of them. I mean, it's like, even as of now, I would have heard their song outside, but it's been a lot more quieter. So there's not as many of them. Every time I see like one flying around or crawling up a tree, like now I'm thinking, geez, this guy was late for the party, because there's just not that many of them now.
That was the runt of the litter.
Empty would be like, God's sake, there's many of them. Next like, oh, you're late to the party.
The poor sod probably came out. The poor sod probably came out of the ground and went, "Where is everybody? Where they all gone?"
It probably was.
Do you know
there was
that?
It wasn't just affecting us. I mean, it was affecting a good portion of the country, because from what I remember hearing was this whole cicada event was going up as far north as southern Wisconsin, as far west as, I think we were the furthest west, but I heard parts of by the border of Illinois and eastern Iowa, they had some of them. So as far west as Iowa, as far down south as Louisiana, as far down southeast as Georgia, and as far east as I think Maryland. I think I wouldn't even be surprised if Washington, D.C. even got a few of them. So it was essentially affecting 19 different states that had the cicada event. So it wasn't just us. It's kind of funny about it. There was even people who were actually trying to evacuate, so they didn't have to deal with all these cicadas, which I thought was kind of funny and ridiculous at the same time. It's like, what are you going to do at that point? I mean, the whole event was like half a country wide. Like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go?
Everybody heads north or south.
Oh, let's see.
Everybody heads north or south.
North or south. Well, north or
take
south
a long was where the
cicadas
6-week holiday.
That north or south was where the cicadas were. So your only option was maybe west or very northeast.
Yeah. Kelly says, lots of insects do this. We will all be eating bugs soon as they're killing our chickens and eggs, cows, because they fart. It's a true story.
Yeah.
They have killed our population and still trying to do this. So less humans, less food. Just don't fart, or you might be next.
I had this argument with a. I think they were vegetarian or vegan. They were one of the two, and they turned around and said, "I'll think of all the meat and blah 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 and everything else." And I turned around and said, "Yeah, that's fine. I can understand your principle behind being a vegan or vegetarian. However, if we allowed cows to keep on mating, what would happen to us as human beings?" "Oh, I don't know." I said, "We'd all suffocate and die." And they went, why? I said, because cows are one of the biggest producers of methane.
Yep.
So if we allow cows to just keep on mating, our air will be polluted with methane, and we'd kill ourselves. We'll kill the plants that the cows need to eat. Everything would die. So therefore, selective culling has to be done. So what would you then do with that produce? The answer is eat it.
This is true. There, remember, guys, always keep the cows. But yeah, guys, we are going to wrap this up quickly. Kelly says we need bees. They've killed them. We have great government. I know. Pain in the arses. But guys, I just want to thank you all who's tuned in. Thanks everyone.
Also would like to thank, even though she had to go, I definitely want to thank once again for Creola taking her time. I just spoke with her again, and she just said to me, if you need help or you think I can help you, I will help you, no problem. So she's definitely she's family now to me, in my opinion. So I think, after this, let's see if we could try to get her rescheduled so that way she could have a second chance of being on the show.
No, that's absolutely, I have no problem with that whatsoever. Just let me look at as I said, over the weekend, and when we're off for the week, I will be looking at the schedule. So glad I got to hear you all. Take care. Thank you very much, Kelly, and don't fart. Try not to. But as I said, guys, I will be looking at the schedule and I will be looking at the subjects. So I will mix match everything else. So that's not a problem. That is not a problem. But thank you very much to everybody that's watched, everybody that's in the comments. Thank you all very much. That means a lot. Thank you so much. And again, guys, always be kind to each other. And we will see you tomorrow night on Fools and Ghouls. Take care all. See you later, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.